everybody, how are you doing today? I hope everyone is fine. In today's class, I'm gonna ask you to open your learner's book to page 20 again. Do you remember the poem we were talking about? So let's read the first verse, only the first one. Come and meet the people in my neighborhood. Do you remember what a neighborhood is? First of all, let's talk about the city. I live in Santos City. What about you? Do you live in Santos? Is Santos your city? There are several neighborhoods in Santos. I live in Campo Grande neighborhood. What about you? Which neighborhood do you live in? Is Marapé your neighborhood? Is José Menino your neighborhood? So tell me about your neighborhood. Which neighborhood do you live in? Okay, now I'm gonna ask you to open your learner's book to page 22. Here, 22. Here. The first exercise is a letter to Fiona. This is Fiona. She is Fiona. Her name is Fiona. Fiona lives in this building here. This is a building. Okay? Now look. Fiona wrote a letter. This is a letter. Fiona wrote a letter. This is the content of the letter. She wrote this in her letter. So let's listen to what Fiona wrote, okay? But first, what do you think she wrote about? Look, there's a map here. So maybe she wrote about her country or about her city. What do you think? Let's listen to the audio.
Track 14.
Dear everybody, my name is Fiona Littleton. I am 8 years old. I live in an apartment. My family lives on the second floor. Look at my picture. Can you see me? I live in Cardiff. Cardiff is a city in Wales. Wales is a country in the United Kingdom. We call it the UK. On the map, Cardiff is in square B1. Can you see it? My grandparents live in a city in square D1 of the map. Can you find the city? This is my address. Fiona Littleton, apartment 10, 16 Chadwick Street, Cardiff, Wales. What's your address? Maybe we can visit each other someday. Your friend, Fiona.
Okay, guys, so now let's read it. She says here, Dear everybody, my name is Fiona Littleton. I am 8 years old. I live in an apartment. My family lives on the second floor. Here. This is the building, and she lives on the second floor. First, second. Here. This is the lobby. The lobby, and then first, second floor. And here she is, Fiona. Look at my picture. Can you see me? Can you see Fiona? Here she is. I live in Cardiff. Cardiff is a city in Wales. Wales is a country in the United Kingdom. We call it the UK. On the map, Cardiff is in square B1. So let's see. Here are the letters and the numbers. So B, here, B. B1. B1 here. See? Ah, here it is. Can you see it? Wales. Here. B1. Wales. And the city, Cardiff. Here, Cardiff. My grandparents live in a city in square D1 of the map. Can you find the city? So let's see here. Where is D? D1. D1. Ah, here. So they live in London. London. Can you see it? This is my address. So look, this is the letter, and she wrote the address. First, she wrote the name, her name, Fiona Littleton, and here she put the apartment number, apartment 10, 16, and the address, the city, Cardiff, and then she wrote the country, Wales. Wales is her country, right? We live in Brazil. Brazil is our country, but Fiona's country is Wales. Okay, now let's take a look at the second exercise, continents. Fiona lives in the UK. The UK is in Europe. Europe is a continent. How many continents are there? Which one do you live in? So look, guys. This is the map, and these are the continents. Here's the yellow one, the dark green, the orange, the dark orange, the light green, and the red one here, the red one. North America, South America. We live here in South America. Brazil is like here. Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. So, how many continents are there? Let's count. Everybody together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 continents. Let's see if we can find Fiona's continent. Let's see. It says here that the UK is in Europe. Can you find Europe? Yes, here it is, Europe. And Fiona lives right here. Can you see it? UK, here. She lives right here, in Europe. And we live in South America. Can you find South America? Yes, guys, good job. We live here, South America. Very good. Okay, guys, now let's take a look at the third exercise. The third. In the lift, going up, going up. There is a lift in Fiona's apartment building. She likes pressing the buttons in the lift. Which button does she press to get to each floor? So, first of all, what is a lift? Let's take a look at this word. Lift means A device like a box that moves up and down, carrying people. In this case, the lift is carrying a person here. See? Or goods from one floor of a building to another, or taking people up and down underground in a mine. So, tell me a little bit about the place you live in. In my place, I don't have a lift. I live in a building, but I have to use the stairs to go up. You know? What about you? Do you have a lift in your building? Or do you live in a house? Tell me a little bit more about it. Here, guys. In order to go to the 4th floor, she has to press this button here, right? Just like here. 4th floor. To go to the 4th floor. Here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor. This is the building, and this is the 4th floor. Fiona lives in the 2nd floor, right? I live in the 3rd floor in my building. Now, what if she has to press the 2nd floor? Which button does she have to press? Yes, guys, she has to press this one here. Number 2, 2nd floor, this number. What about the 1st floor? Which button does she have to press? Yes, you're right. The number 1. What about the 3rd floor? Which button does she have to press? Yes, 3rd. Good job. Okay, now the last exercise, the 4th one. A letter to Fiona. Write a letter to Fiona. Tell her your name, age, and address. So let's take a look at her letter. She wrote here, "Dear everybody," and then she wrote her name, her age, and the address, right? So I want you to write in a document a letter to her. Okay? Okay, now I'm gonna ask you guys to open the activity book to page 18. Here, page 18. Okay, the first exercise. Where do you live? Where do you live, guys? So look, this is a letter. Do you remember we were talking about letters? So this is a letter. In a letter, what do you have to write first? Here. Yes, you have to write the name. So I'm gonna ask you to write your name here. I'm gonna write down my name. And it has to be your full name. Full name, which means the name and the surname. Full name. This is my full name. House or apartment number. In my case, I live in an apartment, and the number of my apartment is 34. This is the building, and these are the apartments. Street. I live in Visconde de Faria Street. The number It's right here. The number is 25. Here, 25, Visconde de Faria Street. City or town? Do you remember we were talking about city? Which city do you live in? I live in Santos. This is my city, Santos. Country. Fiona lives in the UK, but I live in Brazil. Continent. Remember we were talking about the continents. So let's take a look at the map again. Here. Do you remember we are talking about the continents? And we live right here, right? South America. So this is the continent. Let's put it here. South America. So that's it. The second exercise. How about you? Fiona lives in an apartment building with a lift. Remember? Lift. How about you? Write yes or no. Do you live in an apartment building? Do you guys? I live in an apartment building, so I'm gonna write yes because I live in a building. I don't live in a house. This is a house. This is a house. I don't live in a house. I live in an apartment. Is there a lift in your building? No, I don't have a lift. I use the stairs. I don't have a lift. Do you like going in a lift? I'm okay with it. So, yes. Okay, now, the third exercise, a letter to Fiona. Do you remember I asked you to write a letter? So this is the letter, okay? Now in this letter, what do you have to write? Here, first question. What is your name? What is your name? So here, you have to put your name here. How old are you? So you're gonna write your age. Who do you live with? And then you're gonna write, I live with my, in my case, I live with my dog. What about you? Who do you live with? And lastly, you're gonna answer this question. Where do you live? I live in city and country. In my case, I live in Santos, Brazil. Okay? Then you have to sign here, write down your name, and draw a picture of you here. Okay? So have fun, guys.